Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your planning outlook updated on Thursday evening, the 2nd of January. A very happy new year to you all. Now the weather patterns for the first part of 2020 looking rather unsettled on a mobile west by southwesterly regime with some variations of temperatures from day to day, occasionally dropping well below freezing on the mountains, but also some spells where it lifts above and we see some heavy rainfall in there. Gale force winds though will be common on many days ahead. Here's your temperature sequence then, this at 850 millibars, and that will fluctuate slightly higher than the Scottish summits at times, but it gives us a steer for the sequence. Cold front sinks southwards through into Friday, a chilly day then across the mountains through Friday daytime, and staying on the cold side as we head through into Saturday, although temperatures lifting just above freezing to the highest tops I would have thought as time goes on. Generally then above freezing as we go onwards into Sunday, although the higher tops in Scotland may be only by a degree or so. Then we start the new week above freezing, but the next cold front has a go at coming through during Monday into Tuesday, so we drop below again for a day or so. The next warm front moves in around Wednesday, and then sometime after Wednesday, I suspect we have a day or so of chillier temperatures again, but a real fluctuation with those warm and cold fronts going through and cycles of freeze and thaw. Looking at the charts, heading onwards into the weekend. Friday, first of all, a cold westerly wind that's in place across the mountains. Strongest across Scotland, gale or severe gale force, strongest towards the far north. Showers will be drifting in from the west, and those frequent, particularly as the afternoon goes on, with some snow and some hail at times falling to lower slopes. Fewer showers passing eastwards, and just very brief isolated showers for Wales and across northern England. Now we've got a trail of a front just still interfering with the country through into Saturday, and somewhat milder air is eventually being pulled in as the warm front to the northwest pushes gradually north and eastwards. During the day for Saturday then, it'll be a story of areas of rain preceded by some snow. It may well be that some parts of the Highlands, particularly northern regions, it snows for a good few hours. The total snowfall or rainfall from this front, relatively small, but if you're stuck under it for more than half the day, it still means a very unpleasant one. The wind speeds look as though they're still strong, maybe a brief lull just as the ridge of higher pressure builds, but the suggestion of being a blustery day on many higher areas much of Saturday. A lot of low cloud around, especially around that frontal zone, and even to the south of that across England and Wales, a lot of low cloud around western hills, a chance of a few higher tops just getting in between the cloud layers at some point. And looking at extensive cloud cover again on Sunday for most western mountains, best when it breaks toward the east, some very low cloud around western Scottish hills with that front nearby, rain and drizzle pretty incessant through the course of Sunday daytime, heaviest across western areas, say west of Loch Linnhe up to Skye and Torridon. Patchy rain, bits and pieces of drizzle in the wind elsewhere, but not really amounting to a great deal. Close proximity of the isobars means it's a windy day once again, with gale force winds across many mountains and the risk of severe gales across high tops in Scotland. Temperatures, on the whole, just above freezing point to higher summits. Bit of a complicated looking chart into Monday, a tangle of fronts moving in from the Atlantic, almost trying to form a secondary centre of low pressure somewhere just off the north of Ireland. Either way, it's a windy day, a gale day once again, severe gales probably across most of the mountains, and a batch of rain setting in as the day progresses. Timing is uncertain. It may be that some eastern mountains get away dry, at least for part of Monday. Those fronts sweep rapidly eastwards, the next one's over the Atlantic moving in into Tuesday. Temperatures at this time probably hovering around freezing point, maybe having dropped briefly and then lifting again as the next warm front comes through. Heavy rain for western Scotland moving in, maybe preceded by some snow, and again the risk of severe gales across higher mountains. It's a similar sequence of weather that's ongoing into next week. We've got high pressure somewhere around Spain and Portugal, low pressure to the north around Iceland and the Norwegian Sea. One complication, possible secondary centres of low pressure that may just form over the Atlantic running eastwards within that general flow, which may just complicate things through midweek in terms of just who sees the strongest of the gales and where the exact zones of heaviest precipitation go. Sometimes the air being dragged around from the west-northwest will lower the freezing levels, but overall it looks as though the general feed is often more from the southwest, even onwards toward the end of the week. Not every model simulation is quite the same, just how things pan out, but I suspect one way or the other we're still looking at patterns coming in from the west or the southwest later on next week. Driest across England and Wales, wettest across western Scotland, with the temperatures likely by the end of the week just above freezing point. The precise detail of all of that will need watching, of course, nearer to the time. Either way, not too many benign periods of weather in there, brief windows of less severe conditions, particularly in terms of wind, often then gale-force winds across the mountains over the next week to 10 days. Stay up to date with your local forecast and updated every single day on our website. We'll update the video again early in the new week. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.